Hey, what's going on, everyone? DANIELIEZER here. Welcome back to another Minecraft video. That's enough of the standard YouTube intro. All right, what's up, everybody? All right, so today is going to be not another review. All right, this isn't Dungeons Part 2. That's still coming eventually when I decide to re-record that. But it's more so a sort of transition to a new kind of version. I'll cut to the chase, basically, simple much. We're going over to the Java version of Minecraft. We're taking the entire lab here to Java, but also we're gonna give it a bit of a. We're gonna also show a lot of the lab. Like we're gonna be showing off mainly what the completed version of this lab looks like, or the completed version we have right now. Because I mean, there's still some new stuff being built to it. Now we are gonna be building it thanks to this little device here. This is how we're gonna transfer it over to the Java version. We had to basically, come up with something a little bit cheap to work with, but this should be good enough to use. And it did cost a lot of netherite to get, so that's why my pickaxe here is broken. While there was a bit of a flaw in a few moments, there's gotta be more somewhere. Ah, here we go, another one. I think we've already found enough ancient debris, but we need a few more if we're going to complete the device, so let's try digging deeper. I'm sure there's got to be something down. Overall, I was able to get enough ancient debris to make enough netherite blocks to handle the transportation. But before we do the transfer, I might as well explain a little bit about how this lab is made, or how the history behind the lab. So, if many of you don't remember, back in the old days of the channel, there was originally the first lab. Because this isn't the first lab, obviously. The first lab, which you could find, I believe, on an old YouTube video series between me and another YouTuber named JT, which I'm not going to go into any further. We had, in that video, you could actually see what the first Dan Labs looked like. It was more of a house, but underneath it was the full lab. It wasn't much. It had just like one TNT machine, and that was it. But over the years, my childish mind evolved, and I proceeded to make the Dan Labs 2, which you could find in an old archival video that I made, which was kind of basically doing like a sort of test episode, like a pilot, pretty much. And that was the lab that I loved the most. It was the one that I had the most fun with with the gang, which I'm pretty sure you know who they are, Triforce, Slants, all those people. But yeah, but as I think I've already explained before, I did some dumb stuff and I accidentally deleted the world entirely. There was no way to get it back, apparently, because when you delete a Wii U's data, all of it just disappears. And that's how we're here at Dan Labs 3. This originally was on my Nintendo Switch, but thanks to Realms, we were able to transport over to my PC. And that's how we have this lab here. It was abandoned after a while, but then I came back and decided, hey, why not get some work on it done? And that's how we have this version of the lab. But yeah, enough of the history and everything. I'm probably going to show it off through like editing and stuff. Let's actually transfer ourselves to... All right, here we go. All right, the machine should start up now. Nothing's really happening, but... Okay. Yep. That's the last time I'm going to do that. All right. Oh, good. Oh, hey, look, my levels are all gone. Great. All right, but please tell me this worked. Oh, and everything looks like a AAA game. Very pixely. Which means we did it! Oh my god, my glasses are actually kind of see-through. You can actually see what's through them. Alright, well, we did it, guys. We are finally in... Well, we brought the Dan Labs world into Java. Never thought I'd see the day. And also, hey, look, oh my god, the villagers are actually animated. Normally that town's like normally deserted. But alright, we did it, guys. We are finally in Java, and my pickaxe has just been restored. Huh. Alright. Now, since we're finally in the Java version of Dan Labs, well, I'll probably explain a bit more of history, more of where I got the inspiration and stuff. Let's start with the tour. So, in the first... Jesus Christ. So, in the first part, we have the lobby desk area. This is mainly just a receptionist desk. We normally don't have receptionists because everyone despawns every time. But over here in the right side area, we also have a sort of testing chamber. Now, if you can see through the very high detailed glass, this is basically where, you know, just putting a mob in there. Something that's not really too dangerous to handle with. All the paintings here have been resetted for some reason. I don't know why. That's just how Chunker, the website I used to transport this world into Java, works, because for some reason it just resets all the textures. But thankfully the command block still works. I can technically close the roof door up here, which I think lagged my game a little bit. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah. But going into more of a how the whole Dan Labs inspiration worked. Okay, yes. one part instantly gives it away. Yes, when growing up, I did watch Dane TDM. He was an inspiration for testing out mods and stuff, but it was more than just him. Another person that inspired me to do this kind of lab stuff would be what the hell is going on with the shadows right now? Would be Kodo and Sen. If none of you have actually ever heard that channel, which if you have, trust me, I feel your pain when I've heard that they lost their channel. Trust me. I think nowadays, I don't know what they're up to. I think nowadays, one of them plays Darker and Darker. The other one, I have no idea what he's been up to. His last video was mainly just him talking about how he's planning on, I think he's like working some kind of like 9 to 5 now, and so he doesn't have time to work on videos, so he's trying to figure out what to like put into his schedule. That's all. That's the last I've heard of him. Heard of them. But yeah, no, they're doing fine. It was kind of sad when I did hear that they lost their channel and stuff. But anyways, back to the tour. So here we got more fauna and stuff. This is the elevator that's going to take us down to the underground parts of the lab. Over here, we have the open zone area where basically you can just, you know, test out any mobs, you know, put anything back here. That's just anything fauna related. But it is a bit small, so maybe in another rendition, I'll probably expand the lab a bit more. I think there's like something over here. I could have sworn there's like a vent or something. I don't know why I put it there. Oh yeah. I put those up there just so that, you know, we can have like the bit of the pixels and stuff. But yeah, no, I actually do like the shader pack. If anybody's curious what the shader pack is, it's Sildo's Vibrant Shaders 1.32. I usually run through like 3 shader packs. The other one, Sora shaders, those are kind of like they're a little too bright, I'm just saying. Anyways, over here we got in this dark room. Holy shit, I never knew it was dark in here until now. This is basically just an electronics room. Originally, the purpose in the role plays were mainly this is where all like devices come into, anything electronic related. But yeah, we also got some stuff here, so, you know, if you want to work on anything huge or something, we can just, you know, work on that stuff kind of up here. But recently, I think in the dungeons review, I'm pretty sure we just use it for like the armor rooms. So that's probably what it's going to be mostly used for. I don't know, it depends how I set up mods and stuff. Up here, we have the stairway up to the roof, where the low-budget helicopter is. Oh god, you know, I tried, okay? I tried to make a helicopter, but it's like the closest we're gonna get to one. This thing can only reach up to 5 miles. And over here is just the garage where nothing gets done in here. There is a good view, so there's that. Alright, moving on. There's also an elevator down here. You can just jump down here instead of having to take it down the stairs. Alright, next up, back here. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I did just mess with world edit, not with the world edit, you know, just fucking fill commands. And that's how this kind of terrain exists. Originally, during the warden review, this was just empty. Nothing here. But now there's something here. This is kind of like you could say like a recess area, honestly. But yeah, it's mostly just we have a cafeteria here. There's supposed to be like some guy that's supposed to be here, but yeah. The wall thing, I have been getting comments saying that the wall here sucks, so we're gonna have to fix that up later. But yeah, there's also a stairway up here that goes all the way up to the top part of the cafeteria, which I think looks pretty cool, honestly. And then we got also the bathroom recommendation that I had to put in for Kevin because apparently there is no bathroom here, so, you know, we had to change that up, honestly. Alright, going over here, we got another sitting area. There's a lot more that I want to add to this place. I'm not sure exactly what but I'm sure we can figure it out. There's just a random corridor hallway there. Alright, and then there's that area, which I'm probably going to think about adding something there. I'm not sure exactly. Alright, but anyways, the elevator. This is the elevator. You know what an elevator does, alright? Anyways, just press this button here. The redstone is a bit incomplete, so we're going to have to fix that. But yeah, anyways, these buttons. I think this one should take us to... Yep, okay. This here is... Alright, it's going to be embarrassing. This is more of an office, pretty much. Now, for any FNAF fans, I'm pretty sure you can guess what this kind of office is styled after. It's styled after fucking FNAF 3. So yeah, basically, technically, it's a canonized office. So, you know, officers should just... The guard or whoever's going to be guarding this place just comes here, watch the cameras. That's kind of it. These are technically supposed to be security cameras that basically teleport you to places. We originally had like cameras here for when we set up when we did like a little bit of a role play doing Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm gonna cut it off there because I'm not about to explain my childhood to you. But anyways, yeah, that was the office. But anyways, we can scroll down here. We go deeper. We have the true basement floor. Now, I do want to be real. I am planning on adding other floors that are probably never gonna be used. Sorry, I'm stumbling my words. But this is the underground part of the lab. This is where all the main important stuff happens. As you can see, we have a bunch of minecarts transporting stuff that go to nowhere. We have, I think, a room over here that has the original TNT machine that I built, which is just a TNT kind of... It's just a statue kind of build. It's not actually making TNT. It just takes sand and, you know, just puts it into a converter. That kind of it. But anyways, all right, going over here, we also have what the first Dan Labs had was a sort of mob containment room where we basically captured every single mob here, but because I didn't know how Minecraft worked, I kept setting the world peaceful and all of them kept disappearing. But yeah, it's basically more of a containment room, so we'll probably just contain some stuff. I don't know exactly what we'll contain, but hey, that's it. I'm just gonna cut it off there. That's it. Just A. But yeah, that's mainly all we have for now. But hang on, I am running out of food. Shit. Let me get myself some food real quick. All right. As for what next to take a look at, we'll take a look at that room. Actually, no, we'll take a look at this room next. This is the main computer room. Technically, in the Dan Labs verse, in the lore, this is the main computer room where all the data of Dan Labs is stored, and that's basically it. That's just where it's stored. I mean, I think that we also use this ones for like communications, because in Dan Labs 2 we did have something similar to this, but it's like much smaller. These are like our servers and stuff, you know. They're probably more powerful than the Google Stadia servers, who knows. And this is the main generator that powers the entire lab, lore wise. All right, and then the final room, which was originally going to be shown in the part 2 laboratory, in the part 2 dungeon review. This is the main important room where if we want to test out... Oh, this is broken. Okay. Where if we want to test out anything like super huge, or I don't know, game breaking or destroying, I don't know, something like that, we come down here. Now, it's a long way down, so we're probably going to have to add a command block that will teleport us back to the beginning, but I still think this is pretty cool. Okay, yeah, it's very tedious, I do admit. So there'll be an update. There'll be an update shortly. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I like to dub the Mega Testing Chamber. This is one of the biggest... It's actually one of the biggest things I've ever actually had to build, like, by hand. Well, I use fill commands, but it still counts. This is an entire room that is basically dedicated to just testing out stuff in here. And that's kind of it. But yeah, it took a while to build. Eventually, I gave up half... This is like the part where I kind of just gave up on the lab and then came back like a few years later to finish it. But, yeah. All right, let's head back to the surface, and we'll do the rest. We'll finish up the rest of the tour. All right, so next up, the next part of the tour I want to do is not technically the lab itself, but technically the world outside of the lab. So we'll probably get rid of this next time, so you probably won't see this around here anymore. So, of course, we got the village over there. That really doesn't do anything. If anything, it's kind of like a test area if we want to do testing stuff on villagers. But let's begin with where all things should begin, my house. Egotistical. I'm kidding. We'll start at the well. This is where Mr. Triforce Warrior 30 lives. He lives in a well. He used to live in a well like in the original Dan Labs 2. And that's kind of it. I'm not gonna... Well, actually, we can just show real quick. As you can see, he hasn't moved in, so we'll give him some stuff to... We'll help him move in at one point. Anyways, moving on. Oh yeah, this is also how you exit out of T's house. But yeah, no, this food just lives underground in my house, in my island, because this is technically an island. Because originally what I wanted to do was combine my house from both Dan Labs 1 and Dan Labs 2. That's how I'm going to refer to them as, just like versions. And which makes this Dan Labs 3, so yeah. But you guys just call it Dan Labs, doesn't matter. But anyways, so basically, the first Dan Labs took place on an island. The second one was just a treehouse in the middle of a desert. This one was an attempt to try and combine the two. And I think I kind of did well on it. We got a sort of TV living room here. Going upstairs, we got a kitchen right over there. I feel like a 2012 YouTuber right now. Up here, we got a sort of recording studio that we're probably never going to use because it's too fucking small. Up here, we got... Oh my god, my house is so dark. We have just another living room here. That's just nothing. And up here, we got my room, finally. We got a bunch of stuff. I think there's some stuff in here. Yeah. Bottle of enchanting. Yeah. Alright. We got a chest plate here. We got some stuff here. Just a bunch of stuff that I just don't use. A PC setup that... one of the low... a high-end PC setup. Alright. It's running Denuvo and stuff. And just a balcony here. that just swoops around. Do I have an Elytra on me? Because do I have an Elytra in here? Because that would actually make things a lot easier to travel. The sky's the limit. Okay. All right. So next up on the list should be Lance the Gamer's house, or technically, I'm not gonna get into the details. So, okay, this is Lance's house. So when transporting the world over, we did have a big. This is the only problem we have to deal with, just the glass being like this. But I do kind of like the aesthetic though. It kind of looks pretty cool. But yeah, this is basically Lance's house. For some reason, my spawn's set here. For some reason, I don't know why. I have been trying to fix that. But I just keep forgetting to reset it pretty much. But yeah, that's Lance's house, which is probably never gonna be. We're never gonna see the inside of it. Let's we're gonna count that one episode. All right, over here we got a random white van. Don't worry about that. Oh, sorry, white truck. And last but not least, this castle here. This belongs to Mr. Jazzy Shroom. If you guys don't know Jazzy Shroom, he's just a guy. His name is Jazzy Shroom. What the hell happened here? Huh. Okay, I guess the chest messed up when we're converting this stuff. But yeah, this is basically just a cat kingdom. That's kind of it. It's just a kingdom full of cats. There's nothing lore-wise that's really important about it. It's just a kingdom full of cats. There's a mushroom island over there. What the fuck? All right, but I think that mainly covers everything. I mean, that's kind of everything about. That's kind of everything we need to cover. This is just the DanLabs world. That used to be a house over there. I don't know what that was going to be for, but yeah. Whether or not I'm gonna make improvements to things outside the lab, that's gonna be up for question. But other than that, yeah, this is just I wanted to show everybody what the layout of the lab and the world looked like. Whether or not I want to post this stuff online, I mean, I want to wait until like I have more stuff to show off, like more stuff to build to add to the lab. And yeah, the whole mod review stuff and laboratory stuff were all inspirations from Dan TDM, Kodo and Sen, if anybody knows about that. And I wouldn't say this counts, but I'm going to count anyways. I guess Guy Rocky, if you guys don't know that YouTuber, he had a series where he had his own lab, which is like an underground thing. It was supposed to be like a revival to his series because he used to do it before, but then he stopped for some reason. It only went on for like 6 episodes, and then he canceled it. That's pretty much it. Yeah. But I guess since we also brought up the NTDM, the whole blue hair thing. Look, you don't have to believe me for this, okay? Like I'm not asking you to believe me, but I technically did the blue hair thing first before him. Look, I know that's like a huge cap I'm making right now. It sounds really cap. I mean, I wouldn't believe myself, but I'm being genuinely serious when I tell you I did the blue hair thing for him. I saw the color blue. I thought it was cool. It reminded me of DNTDM. I don't know. I don't know what mindset was as a kid, but that's what made me that's what led to the first creation of, the blue haired YouTuber OC thing. But yeah, and then a few months later, DNTDM did his own thing, and yeah, we know about that. But that's what I want to say. You don't have to believe me on that. I just wanted to make that fact clear. Okay. But yeah, I think that's everything we need to cover. So yeah, this is DanLabs. This series is probably the whole mod review thing is probably not going to get in the way of me making other content. It's just a side thing I like to do because it's fun. All right, that's gonna be the end of the video, and yeah, bye.